When you hear his name, Jacob Rothschild cannot escape being associated with conspiracy theories, perhaps the most famous of which is the theory that the Rothschilds are behind every event in the world. Wars, economic collapses, even terrorist attacks, all are presented as if they were part of the Rothschild family's plan. But was it really like that? Wasn't he innocent? Can you figure it out? Will you have changed your mind by the end of the documentary? Let me know in the comments. In the hot sands of the Middle East, in the golden age of oil, the roots of the Rothschild family are sprouting. In paralyzed words, oil is the black pearl of the modern age. And while the Rothschilds were among those who made it shine brightest, they held the thread of destiny tightly in their hands. In the cobbled streets of Jerusalem, in the contentious battles of history, the power of the Rothschild family blossoms. Were the secrets that lie beneath the Holy Land written by the hands of the Rothschilds, or did history run after them? That is perhaps the greatest mystery of all. In the noble halls of Europe, on nights of intrigue and splendor, Rothschild's name is legendary. Were the shadows of the Rothschilds on the thrones of kings, or were the kings lost in the shadows of the Rothschilds? The truth that lies beyond the splendor may never see the light of day. So who was this Jacob Rothschild? Where and how did it all begin? The doors of a mysterious world are opening. Jacob Rothschild's life story goes deep into history. His story is shaped not only by wealth, but also by a past full of secrets. While Rothschild carries a family legacy that lives on in his name, the traces he left behind have influenced the whole world. When Jacob Rothschild was born, he looked like an ordinary boy. But could appearances be deceiving? Perhaps this young man's destiny was poised to move beyond a family to the center of a world. Behind the veil of innocence, his childhood marked the beginning of great games. Little Jacob's eyes were perhaps looking for clues to the future. Perhaps even then, his curiosity about the mysteries of the world set him apart. But this was only the beginning. The peaceful waters of his childhood would soon turn into stormy seas. The Rothschild surname had become a symbol of wealth and power. But was this wealth only measurable in gold? Or were the secrets behind this family deeper and more complex? The House of Rothschild was once one of the most powerful families in Europe. But did power always shine in the light, or was it hidden in the shadows? The family's origins can be traced back to the dark labyrinths of medieval Europe. Known for his financial genius, Mayor Amschel Rothschild was perhaps one of the pioneers of modern banking. But how innocent was this achievement? Perhaps even then, the price of power and glory was paid too heavily to be measured in gold and silver alone. Jacob Rothschild continued the family tradition. But he was not just an heir, he was also a visionary. He was one of those rare souls who could see how the future would take shape. His life was intertwined not only with wealth, but also with the fate of humanity. In the shadow of Wall Street, a journey full of Rothschild's traces was beginning. In the shadow of the financial crises, did this man perhaps have more of a hand, or was he just an actor playing his part on the stage? Perhaps the truth was a mixture of both. Jacob Rothschild was not only a financier, but also an artist who shaped the world, not the money. The story of Jacob Rothschild's life was not just the story of a man, but the epitome of an era. It was a lesson, perhaps a warning, for future generations. For the truths underlying wealth lie, not only in the bright lights, but also in the depths of the shadows. And perhaps these truths would remain a secret forever. And there were scandals that really came to light. Was there a world of secrets and scandals lurking behind the scenes? The Rothschild family has been the center of scandals and controversies, not only for its wealth, but what lay behind these scandals. Was everything really as it seemed, or was there a deeper reality? The Rothschild family was not only known for its strong financial ties but also for scandals. But were these scandals just the tip of an iceberg lying beneath the surface, or were they part of a more complex story? In the past, the Rothschild family has been involved in many scandals. Financial manipulations, political intrigues, and moral problems have revolved around this family. But were the true origins of these scandals only deep in the documents, or did they lie somewhere even more hidden? The past scandals of the Rothschild family have aroused the curiosity of many people. In the banking world, in politics, and even in the arts, there were traces of scandals. But did these traces really show a dark side of the family, or were they just a misleading reflection? Today, the Rothschild family is still at the center of scandals. Financial crises, political manipulation, and media controversies revolve around the family. But was the reality hidden behind the scenes of these scandals, or was it more obvious? The relationship between the Rothschild family and the scandals raised deep questions in the minds of many people. Perhaps reality was more complex than we realized. Perhaps the truth behind the scandals was more than meets the eye. And perhaps, in the light of these truths, humanity was heading into a dark reality. And with death came the end of a story. Jacob Rothschild's last days were full of mystery and wonder. In the last moments of his life, he was perhaps confronting the ghosts of the past. But this confrontation was not only personal, it was also historical. For many, Rothschild's death marked not only the passing of a man, but also the end of an era. As one of the icons of the financial revolution, his death perhaps heralded the beginning of a new era. But the reality was perhaps much more complex than we realize. Rothschild's death gave birth to many secrets and speculations. The truths that had been hidden to preserve the family's power were perhaps now coming to light. But how dramatic would these truths be? Rothschild's death reverberated around the world. From the financial world to politics, from the media to the public, everyone felt the void left by this important figure. But was it just the absence of a man, or did it have a deeper meaning? Jacob Rothschild's death perhaps marked the end of an era. But was it just the death of a man, or did it have a greater meaning? Perhaps reality is a puzzle that we all need to dig deeper to understand. And perhaps the answer to this puzzle will forever remain a mystery.